This is one of the largest bone china factories in the world, where mountains of raw materials become the elegant dish sets on your dining table. The same plates you use for dinner, the cups you drink tea from, often begin life in a place very much like this.
Bone china is famous for its strength, whiteness, and gentle translucency, but its journey is anything but delicate.
Behind this refined material lies a surprising ingredient: processed animal bones turned into ultrafine bone ash. It's this bone ash that gives bone china its unique strength and signature look. Inside the factory, clay, bone ash, water, and precision engineering work together on a massive scale. From raw bone to finished dish set, hundreds of steps are carefully controlled. Highly automated systems monitor temperatures, pressures, and mixture ratios down to tiny adjustments. Every day, thousands of plates, cups, and bowls leave this building to be sold around the world.
Today, we'll follow that hidden journey, from raw bones to the dish set in front of you.
In this video, you'll see how bones are processed into bone ash, how the clay body is mixed, shaped, fired, glazed, decorated, and finally packed.
Bone china dish sets include everything from large dinner plates to delicate teacups and serving bowls.
Although they look fragile, bone china pieces are surprisingly strong and chip-resistant when properly made. The recipe starts with 4 main ingredients: kaolin clay, feldspar, quartz, and finely ground bone ash. These materials arrive in bulk and are carefully weighed before they ever touch a mixer. Exact proportions are critical because tiny changes in the formula can affect color, strength, and shrinkage. We'll move step by step through each department to see the full journey of a modern bone china dish set. We'll go inside the heat of high-temperature kilns, where the clay transforms into a vitrified ceramic body. Then we'll follow those finished dish sets as they're inspected, boxed, and prepared for shipping. By the end, you'll know exactly what it takes to create the bone china you see in stores and homes worldwide. The story begins with an unusual raw material: animal bones, usually from the food industry. These bones have been cleaned and stripped of organic tissue before they reach the factory. First, the bones are mechanically crushed into smaller pieces to make them easier to process. Powerful crushers break down the bones into fragments ready for calcination. These fragments then enter a special kiln, where heat will transform them into bone ash. At high temperatures, remaining organic material burns off, leaving behind pure, white mineral content. After calcination, the bones are now brittle and mineral-rich, but they're still not fine enough for bone china. Next, grinders reduce the calcined bones into a fine, consistent powder called bone ash. This ultrafine bone ash will later blend with clay and minerals to form the bone china body. Particle size, purity, and color are all checked to ensure the bone ash meets strict quality standards. Once approved, the bone ash is stored in sealed silos to keep it dry and free from contamination. From here, it's automatically fed toward the mixing section, where the real bone china recipe begins. In the body preparation department, bone ash meets clay, feldspar, and quartz in huge mixing tanks. Kaolin clay provides plasticity and purity, giving bone china its smooth, white base. Feldspar and quartz help the body vitrify during firing, improving strength and translucency. All these ingredients are mixed with water to form a liquid slurry known as slip. The slip must be perfectly smooth, with no lumps or undissolved particles. Operators monitor density and viscosity to keep the mixture consistent from batch to batch. Filters and magnets remove any unwanted particles or metallic contaminants before shaping. Samples are tested frequently because small variations can cause warping or color shifts later. The finished slip is stored in holding tanks, ready to be sent to different shaping lines.
From here, the same base material will become plates, bowls, cups, and more.
Different forming techniques are used depending on the shape and thickness of each piece. For flat pieces like plates, the slip will be spray-dried and pressed. For hollowware, it may be cast. With the body prepared, we now enter the forming section, where dishes finally take shape. Here, liquid slip is transformed into solid greenware pieces through several forming methods. For plates, the slip is first spray-dried into a free-flowing powder suitable for pressing. These granules behave like dry sand, allowing precise filling of plate molds. High-pressure presses compact the powder into perfectly shaped plates in a fraction of a second. The result is a fragile but accurate green plate, still full of moisture and not yet fired. Robots handle the soft plates carefully to avoid bending or damaging their edges. Each plate joins a continuous stream heading for controlled drying. Hollow pieces like cups and mugs are often formed by slip casting into absorbent molds. The mold draws water from the slip, leaving a solid layer of clay against its walls. Once thick enough, the excess slip is drained and the molds are opened to release the new cups. Handles are attached using liquid slip as a kind of ceramic glue, forming a strong bond after firing. Bowls may be formed by pressing and spinning, trimming the edges to perfect curves. Rims are trimmed smooth and consistent so they'll stack neatly and look uniform. By now, the factory is full of unfired shapes, still soft and vulnerable to damage. Early inspections catch cracks, deformations, or air bubbles before they go any further. Before firing, all pieces must be dried slowly and evenly to prevent cracking. Controlled temperature and humidity gently remove water from the clay bodies. As they dry, the pieces harden and shrink slightly, stabilizing their shape for the first firing. Once dry, they're ready for the transformation that will turn clay into true ceramic. The next step takes us into the heart of the factory, the firing and glazing section. The first firing, called biscuit firing, turns the dried clay into a strong but porous ceramic. Pieces are loaded onto refractory setters and slowly pass through zones of increasing heat. Inside, temperatures can reach over 1,000 degrees Celsius, driving out remaining water and organic matter. Carefully controlled heating and cooling cycles prevent thermal shock and cracking. After many hours, the pieces exit as biscuitware, hard but still unglazed and slightly rough.
This porous surface is ideal for absorbing glaze in the next step.
In the glazing section, each piece receives a smooth, glassy coating. Glaze is a suspension of minerals that will melt and fuse into a glass-like surface during firing. Spray systems apply an even layer to more complex shapes like cups and bowls. Excess glaze drains away, then gets filtered and reused to reduce waste. Contact areas at the bottom are cleaned, so they won't stick to the kiln shelves.
Glazed pieces are carefully stacked to maximize space and avoid touching during firing.
In the glaze firing, higher temperatures melt the glaze into a strong, glossy layer. As they cool, a brilliant white, non-porous surface appears, the hallmark of bone china.
Now fully fired and glazed, these pieces are ready for decoration and finishing.
Decoration gives each dish set its personality, from simple lines to complex floral patterns.
Some designs are printed directly onto the glaze using ceramic inks and rollers. More detailed patterns are applied as decals, which carry ceramic colors onto the surface. Each decal must be aligned and pressed flat so no air bubbles remain underneath. Luxury sets may also receive gold or platinum bands, applied in precise, narrow lines. After decoration, the pieces go through another firing to fuse the colors and metals into the glaze. At this stage, the printed colors become permanently bonded and resistant to washing. When they emerge, the designs are sharp, durable, and integrated with the glazed surface. High-end bone china often features incredibly fine lines and precise registration between elements. From simple everyday dishes to ornate banquet sets, the decoration department defines the final look. Before any dish leaves the factory, it passes through multiple quality control checks. Plates are examined under strong lights to reveal cracks, pinholes, or glaze defects. Rims and edges are checked by touch to ensure they're smooth and safe for everyday use.
Special tests also verify that glazes and decorations meet food-safe standards.
Approved pieces are grouped into matching sets according to size and design. Each dish is carefully packed in protective materials to survive transport without damage. Packed sets are stacked on pallets, wrapped, and shipped to distributors, stores, and online warehouses around the world.
From raw bones and clay to the plate under your next meal, every piece of bone china carries a hidden story of heat, precision, and craftsmanship. If you'd like to see more factory journeys like this, consider subscribing for more behind-the-scenes manufacturing stories.